You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Yes. Back live in the flesh. What up, Matic?
What up, though, Roses?
I'm here. What was that last Killer Mike joint you just played? That was crazy.
That was Detonator off the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 soundtrack.
Oh, I'm gonna have to start playing video games off the strength.
Yeah, listen, I got you, my guy.
I heard
that featured Rock D, the legend. Track goes hard, man. That beat is just
fire. So, yo, how was your week? What happened? What'd you do?
Listen, week was good. I'm blessed, highly favored. You know, I cannot complain about much at all. I just really want to talk about where we went Friday night.
You want to talk about Friday?
That's it. So I want to go straight to
Hold
that.
on, for the viewers that are viewing.
Hey,
you see the shirts. So tell them where you was at, big dog.
Tang. Woo. Tang. Woo. Tang.
So this has been like a childhood dream of mine to be able to interact with superheroes in my eyes. The purple tape. We talked about what it means to us all the time on the show. But
I think that honestly, when we first were starting the show, I think that was one of the big conversations we had in regards to like the impact that Only Built for Cuban Links had on us.
For
the
sure.
purple tape, its relevance in hip hop in general.
Forever, bro.
Right? So
forever.
We tried not to fan out as much as possible, but I guess we'll do it right.
So I hit you up.
Yeah, okay, tell him.
I told you there's a 5th anniversary of the Purple Factory,
yeah,
which is a barbershop / store in Toronto that's owned by Raekwon and our guy Trini.
Big shout out. Big shout out.
Amazing store. The artwork plastered on the wall from the Purple Tape, other albums. It was
so hip hop.
It's everything Raekwon.
Oh man.
And extended family.
Yeah.
He has plaques from award-winning albums. They got the Drake Wu-Tang Is Forever plaque. They got the Purple Tape plaque. They just got it all.
Bro,
It's a dope place.
It was like
man.
a kid in a candy store. Like if
For
I'm
real.
gonna use your superhero reference, we were in the Fortress of Solitude, my guy. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. Point Matic.
Yeah.
Matic.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Nah, man. It was good. The energy was great. The people were, we were around, Woo heads, of course, hip hop fans, industry people. But what? The one thing I took away is that everybody was in like-minded. Everybody had the same energy. There was not a single issue or concern. Like the moment we were in the building, it was just a vibe.
It was all love, man.
Yeah, and that term of vibe kind of gets loosely said and thrown around a little too often. But like this was, if you could emulate this, I'd be there every week.
Yo,
one of those ones,
The ladies had the drinks flowing.
Big shout out to what was it, 1800 tequila?
Yeah. The food was proper. Ray brought us out some Caribbean food. It was just a vibe, man. I would go back to the spot. Definitely more things to come. We got to meet dope individuals. One of our heroes, Mastermind. Man. We got to meet Big Apple. If you're from Toronto, you know
about Big Apple.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a rapper.
We met Ray. Dope. Hopefully we can get him on the show.
Hey,
see this?
Hey. You already know what it is.
And Jamal McGlure was out there. Mega was out there. Like big star-studded event, B.
Yeah, big shout out to Ray. The one thing that I'll take away from that is that chopping it up with him, the way that we did, it just felt genuine, man.
Sincere.
Like it's hard like to feel like. Or I think it's a talent to be in a room of strangers and make everyone kind of feel like they're not a stranger. Like that's a talent in itself. I felt,
he got that the politician vibe.
It was good, bro.
He's good.
I rated it.
But they always say don't meet your heroes.
He made me feel like, oh shit, yo, yeah, all right, dog. Yeah. You're a fan of me? All right.
Facts. Cool. And they always say don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Because you will be disappointed, but this time I was not disappointed.
Yeah, not at all.
I mean, legendary.
If anything, he
elevated
his
legendary
100%. Absolutely.
Dope concert too. Saw the flick, saw everything from there. Amazing.
Big event. Obviously, we got some merch. There was a lot of fly merch there signed. He signed everything, you know so I mean? It was, like I said, like it for him, I can understand it being business, but it felt like it was like a chill, we're chilling.
No, it was cool, man.
It was nothing more than that, right? It
was cool. What else did you get into over the weekend? Because that was like the start of the weekend. That was the peak.
Yeah.
It's a long weekend.
Yeah. Oh,
you get into anything
Honestly,
else?
no. It was just really work. Just kicked it for the most part.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Mama, the anniversary. So
you gotta fast forward through that. That's a big one.
No, obviously, yeah. Honestly, we're so busy right now. It's just one of those things. But that was the whole day.
Awesome.
Yeah, just kicked it.
Shout out to you for that. Setting that example. Man.
Hey, no,
I'm following in your footsteps.
Hey, you know what it is, bro. It's that's what what I say. That's what it feels like when this is what love is, circling around the sun or something like that. So
game.
Yeah.
Game.
You know how that goes. But other than that, I really needed this weekend to relax a little bit. Yeah. I know we just came back and this is episode 3, but life is real and life is lifing, and at the end of the day, you do have to take the time to. When you know that you're a little burnt out, I think this is where mental awareness and your health has to take precedent. And, I just felt I was feeling burnt out a little bit. So I just took some time to kind of relax and kind of decompress and get my wits about myself. And honestly, like come yesterday, I was up. I was good to go. So, I feel like I'm running at 110 right now. But other than that, how was your weekend, my guy?
My week started off crazy because I was off for the week.
Okay.
My sister got a dog. She got a Bichon Frise.
Oh, for real?
9 puppies in the litter. So, I kind of got talked into getting a dog.
Okay.
So I'm a proud dog owner of a dog named Nipsey, a.k.a. Neighborhood Nip.
Neighborhood Nip. Hey, so a new member of the family.
That's
dope.
Been going out on mad walks, getting accustomed to that. Got a doggy car seat. I'm like a real dog father now, dog.
I've never heard of a doggy car seat.
It works, dog.
Word? Okay.
You don't want him walking around the whip and all that. You just want to strap him in. He's good.
Not everyone has him, I guess, because I'm pulling up behind cars and I'm seeing dogs staring at me with their tongue out, heads out the window. So I guess it all depends on the owner.
We ain't got time for that.
Say the leather's too plush in that back seat. You don't
want to
get it. I dig.
You gotta relax.
I dig. Okay. Have you ever had a dog before?
No, I never had.
So
I'm not even an animal guy.
Okay, all right. So,
I'm converted.
It's a new experience for you. Then,
very new, very new. I hate picking up after them, and if it's your lawn, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Facts.
Listen, dogs are a polarizing topic. Like I think it may be there when it comes. Dogs are maybe pets in general, but it might be there with religion and politics, where you got to be slippery, right? A lot of people.
I'm not a big time dog owner, and just going to get the stuff for the dog.
Yeah.
Like at the local PetSmart, like. You feel the energy that they're about to push on you. It feels like it's Sunday morning preacher coming to your house.
Okay.
To talk to you about what you need to do.
Well, because they're the professional.
I was told.
Right, and then
they were trying to get me to buy all this stuff.
Were told
I didn't even need,
right?
bro.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta relax. Yeah. Oh, he might be teething.
Yeah.
He needs to put this in the freezer. I'm like, listen, lady, I came to get a carrier, a pillow, dog food, some treats. Let me find out his personality first before I start buying all this stuff. But when you have a lady in your life and a daughter, they went ham. They went looking online for this. You're about to have shoes and outfits. So pictures will come on my IG.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then we rented this dope pool in Hamilton, bro. Like,
I saw.
Actually, it was like Ancaster, like dope mansion, and we had about 30 of us. Full kitchen, barbecue, everything. So we ended off the summer like that. Went to Rib Fest last night. Brought some food to my parents, and then now it's back to school, man.
Hey, back to the
Just
grind.
living life.
Back to the grind. So how was first day of school?
Good. Grade 7.
Okay.
Male teacher.
Okay.
I like it.
Got it.
I like it.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
About to meet this guy. Hopefully this year.
Yeah.
You know, the dog will also help to take that next step in responsibility.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely going to help.
And working towards
good luck to all the parents out there,
yes.
you know, on this new school year. Summer is officially over for all of us.
That's a fact.
You know, it's back to that grind that we love so much. But
you got big boys, so you're not even worried about them.
Yeah, I still got one that's, you know, in high school still. So, but yeah, I don't think you ever stop worrying.
No, I mean, right? But you know he's
I understand
good.
What you're saying.
First day of school, you're not like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
He's like, Dad, I got it. I got a pack of paper here. I got a pen.
Oh, yeah, and I'm blessed because, you know, like both of my boys are, you know, super independent and willing to help. And, you know, they were raised right. I'll say that.
Pat yourself on the back.
Have to.
So,
give your own self props. You can't wait for other people to do it, right?
Shout out to me. But, how are you feeling this new Big Sean project? Better Than Me.
Yeah.
Better Me Than You, sorry.
Yeah, Better Me
Than You. Is that a Drake reference?
So there were some feels on there. We were talking about this with Lotto. I don't want to go directly there first, but I don't know if it's by design or if the industry is just like Drake's impact is that big where mans are sounding like remember when mans were starting to sound like Wayne consistently
or sound like Jay,
trying to sound like Wayne, or even before that trying to sound like Jay.
Yes,
I'll even fell victim to that to certain degrees,
of course.
But I'm starting to hear a lot of Drake rhythm throughout music right now.
Yeah,
you know, the cadence, the way that, and not even new Drake. Like I'm hearing like 09 Drake in certain references, and just the way that is. So I heard some of it on the Big Sean, but I don't want to start there. This has been a weird album for me, and I'll say this for the most part because my first listen, I was super impressed, bro.
For real,
I was super impressed. Maybe it just caught me at the right time. One of those ones. I don't even remember where I listened to it first.
Yeah, what were you doing?
I don't even remember.
Because where you are or what you're doing
100%.
Also increases the value or decreases the value of an album.
You know what it was? It was Saturday morning, and because the album dropped Friday, so I usually Saturday mornings I hit the gym. And I actually get an extra long workout, you know, because in the week you kind of just get in, get out kind of thing. But on Saturdays I kind of just take my time. So usually I'll take a new album that drops the Friday night, listen to it. So I was listening to it on the way to the gym and at the gym. So listening to it, like there was a couple tracks. I think the album started off really good. Like the Pressure, Iconic, and Typecast. I feel like the energy was really up. I was really getting into the beats themselves. Big Sean though, man, like I feel like
you and I have the same type of views.
I heard a weird comment. I think you sent it to me, or someone sent it to me in regards to someone had a wild take, and this is just for content. But they were saying that, but like no one can recite a Busta Rhymes bar.
Oh God, I don't believe that.
But think about it.
I'm putting my hand to the sky.
Yeah.
I don't believe that Busta. You can't recite a Busta line.
Like a hard bar, like a double entendre, triple, like anything that Busta's done. But you know what I mean? Like
we leave Busta alone. He's
I'm just saying.
He's a legend.
Yeah. No, you know, at
Big
the end.
Sean.
No, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
Big Sean, I think, is in the same pocket because as I'm listening to the music, right? I'm like sonically, it sounds cohesive. Yeah. You know, the music and the vibes and everything is sounding good. And I even like the way it blended throughout the album.
Yeah.
It's just, there was nothing really keeping me in tune or engaged the whole time. Like, there was nothing that was super dope, super ill, right? I felt like it was just music, right?
I've never personally been a Big Sean guy.
I'm with you on that.
Not to say that he's not. I don't think he goes deep enough, and I feel like he tried to go deep on this album.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna knock it. He has some good records. Break the Cycle with Charlie Wilson, you know.
Yeah, that's a big
Million Pieces with Larry June and Tiana Taylor. This and That with Kodak and Bryson.
Yeah.
Fire. He had fire joints on there. It's a very soft album for me.
Yeah.
And I never grew up on soft music. So a lot of those barefoot Drake joints, I was not a fan of,
especially earlier on.
And these are a lot of barefoot Big Sean joints. Like you could tell he's in love.
Sorry, we got to stop this for 1 second because you've said that reference a lot, and I just want you to let the people know what you mean by barefoot.
Those are like love songs.
All right.
You're on the sand.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know, your pants are rolled up.
Yeah.
You got the linen shirt open.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by barefoot.
Bet. So we got you, Blueprint. We got you.
So like, it's those type of joints,
Yeah.
and I'm not mad at it. You can see he's at a good space in life.
Yeah, perfect.
He is talking about, like, you know,
positivity and being happy and you know, longevity and commitment.
Am I foul because I'm not into that type of rap?
I think.
Am I foul because I want to hear When You're Hurt the most? Like,
okay,
if I'm hearing R&B, I want to hear Mary J. Blige Heartbroken.
But here's the take. But they say Mary's trash when she's happy. But,
I wouldn't say she's trash.
Well, she's not as good as when she's happy than when she's going through something.
That's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing. I think that might
adversity makes the music.
I think that might speak to where you are in your life, right? Because you're probably in a really good spot right now where music is an escape, right? Yeah. And when I started to look at music more like movies and TV, I started to really like. I think it opened up the art for me, right? Because growing up, music specifically, unlike any other medium, you get attached to the person and their lifestyle, and you're almost sold on like wanting to be them if you like their music and so on. There's certain characteristics and attributes that stand out to you and you connect with. Unlike movies where you might be a Denzel Washington fan, but you don't want to be his character in Training Day.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I feel like it's just one of those things. I don't know, Big Sean, man. Like here's a take that I'll say on Big Sean is I feel like he got on at when hip hop, when the gatekeepers of quality sounding bars. Okay, I don't want to say that. Let me reel back that tape. I think he got on a time when it was a lot more acceptable to not be super lyrical.
But they think he's lyrical.
I don't know who's they, because I don't know them. I feel like do you understand what I'm saying though? Like, every Big Sean project, like. There's like, other than what's the tune with him and Drake?
You talking about
Blessings?
Detroit?
No.
I thought you were talking about projects.
Okay. I don't even know Big Sean projects, dog.
Oh God,
I don't know them.
All right, speeding over.
I don't know them, and so no. This is no slander of Big Sean, no disrespect, because I do respect the work ethic and how much he's done to be a part of hip hop and have his influence in hip hop, but how much of an impact he has, I think that's what stands out for me. He obviously has a fan base and a bunch of people that love him, but I guess it's just not for me. Not everything is for me. I can accept that. This album, it was good. I'll say this too. Every time I listen to the album, I liked it even less.
Oh no.
Yeah. So. That's that. No, and again, that's just one body of work. I like some of Big Sean's singles. I like the tracks that he does with Janae Aiko, his partner. So, I like some of that stuff, but the bodies of work from Big Sean, I've just never really clicked for me.
Yeah.
So anything else? No, you're good.
Nah, I'm good off that. So Drake updated 100 gigs with 3 songs. Circadian Rhythm, It's Up, and then Housekeeping.
So that's good that we're
Lotto.
so it's actually good because we've heard these songs on the Plot Twist page, his burner account, and but the fact that we're able to stream them now is actually good for the people. I know we just played the last track that dropped that I didn't even realize, like No Face, that I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's out there as well, right? So
I seen it on the streaming sites.
We're gonna get like this is
I'm not mad
scary hours we're getting right now.
I'm not really mad at this. Like, Circadian Rhythm was dope.
It's good, yeah.
It's Up. We played it a few times. Dope record. Housekeeping is exactly what Drake needs to do.
Yeah,
he finds the sound of a place and makes it international.
Yeah,
that's an Atlanta, down south vibe. He's gonna bring it to the forefront.
Which I wouldn't be surprised. He's a master at that.
That's what I'm talking about. I wouldn't
be
surprised if next summer we start hearing mad joints in this key, in this flavor.
Listen, I'm not gonna front, bro. I like It's Up. I think that
that one's hard.
That pocket that he's in on It's Up, man. Like I think that goes No Face. Obviously, you know that we started off the show with that. So I love this. I don't want to call it a revenge tour because the boy's the boy and he is the biggest artist in hip hop. Let's not confuse that 1 second. People may not call him the best rapper, but he is definitely the best entity that is out there. I love that we're getting music. I love that we got a month of no Drake, really, and we
got a couple months
of no. Was it a couple?
Yeah, it was.
Well, the early summer
because it was like
off.
June. No July, no August.
No, these are all in. We got all these all last month. We got all these
at the end. It was like
all right, so a month and a half.
It was like September, August.
We won't split hairs, but like,
yeah.
But I love it. I love it. You know, and he's redropping more content. So I think this is going to be like a living IG page or a living app in regards to that, and we're just gonna consistently get more and more content. I think that's also a genius idea to kind of have it as a living space.
I'm not mad at it. And the records that he's putting out, I think he's being very direct about what he's doing. They don't sound like old records.
They don't.
They sound like what's going on right now.
They don't.
So I don't know where we got this idea that these are old records that he pulled out of the stash. Because these sound like they were recorded recently.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think he kind of gives that mystique off. Like, I don't know if... Because we were under the impression, and maybe we can double check that, and please let us know. Like, did he say that all of everything from the 100 gig dump was all old?
Never said that.
And what's
maybe
old?
Because we're thinking in Nas terms where it's like lost tapes.
Yeah, exactly. That's
or
exactly
where
what we
it's
thought.
Like, these were recorded on the last 3 albums.
Yeah.
They didn't make it, but these are the best songs that didn't make it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like that with these songs.
No.
These feel like he's just putting them out a 1-1. Testing the market, getting ready to put out the big joint.
If he dropped It's Up like a brand new single, bro, that's number one right now.
It's up.
It's number one right now. 21 and Thug. Like, what are we talking about? But so I'm excited to get more content from him. Obviously, fourth quarter's coming up, so that's where we're probably gonna get a lot more Drake stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to jump right back into music right now. Right now, we're going to play this new LL Cool J.
What?
And with Eminem, Murdergram Duh. and because I liked it so much and Roses gives the cosign, we're running back that Lotto and Young Nudie, Shrimp and Grits, Blueprint Radio.
Let's get it.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Yes. We're back with news and entertainment. My man, did you watch 50 on Gillie and Wallo's podcast, bro?
All right, let's talk about it.
Let's do that.
Full disclosure, anytime 50
talks,
I
listen.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like the game that this guy dropped, and I said it last week, so I don't want to sound like super fan, but I'm obviously a big 50 Cent fan. Like, I was outside with the run. Power of the dollar, you already know if you know.
Huge.
But he soaked up so much knowledge, and you can hear it when he speaks. And, obviously he's been able to implement it based off his successes.
For sure.
But as I hear him more, as the years go by, and he's being more successful in the media space, I think his true impact on the planet is going to be the game he's giving back. Because he not only is giving you game that you can use in real time, he also paints the picture in a layman's term, like a real not even I want to say layman's, but a real street level term that you could get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not metaphorical, it's not coded, it's direct. You know what I mean?
He's saying what he's saying.
Yeah, and so I appreciate that. What did you think about it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
He speaks really fast, though.
Yeah.
So you got to catch up to what he's saying.
He was a little lit.
But he's telling you what's going on in the game and how to position yourself.
Yeah.
He said, don't do a movie, do a series.
Yeah, bro.
Because if you do a movie, you need a star.
I was about to
write. If you do a series, you could build it.
I was just about to write that. I was about to write myself a series just after he said it, dog.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, people are worried because I look like I'm the star of everything, but There's 11 people writing and working
11
on
writers, yo. So if you haven't seen it, listen, it's all love. $1
million worth of game.
Yo, we love the show. Inspired us, absolutely.
Facts.
Gillie and Wallo, big show. And it's so funny, I was watching it. They have like 6 different sponsors. So I was just like, good for them.
Yeah. We're about to get there.
Yeah, but it's an hour episode. And it was during that festival he had
in Shreveport,
Louisiana. And
like the man said, he put $26 million into the building.
Yeah.
Just so it felt good when people come around.
Yeah.
Like he thinks beyond.
Bro, and he was saying a lot of things like people that work 9 to 5 or something like that. Think about the now, and people that have the bread think about the later, so you can.
Of course.
Like it was just so articulately said, and the fact that he was still, he had a couple drinks.
But like what he's saying, with the water you were talking about, he was saying that he bought out the individuals that work for the company's shares. He bought their shares because they'll take the money now because they're working. Yeah. So if I could get a house now and I don't have to work, I'll sell you my shares rather than thinking about the return in the future.
And that's how the rich stay rich, is that they have time to wait.
Our favorite rappers' slogans: long run. Yeah. The marathon continues. Yeah. So it's all about legacy. It's all about long future. But I get it, because they always tell you take the lump sum million rather than 2 over 17 years or something. Right? Yeah. Just take the money now, you could build.
In a scenario like that, I absolutely would do it. Like if I have to rely on people, something like the lottery, then I don't trust it. But other than that, like he was, giving a lot of game. 50 is obviously a witty individual, and he has ways of throwing shots directly and indirectly.
Facts. Let's talk about some of these shots he took.
Yeah, okay. So first thing, obviously he's had an ongoing beef, which we've documented over our time here at Blueprint Radio with Rick Ross. Rose. And Gillie asked him the question, what's with the beef? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play the audio of it, and then we'll just talk about it. But obviously, they just have that, like, for them, to me, it's beef. Like there's certain things that aren't beef. It's beef.
It's beef.
I don't see there being a Jeezy or Gucci versus nothing like that.
50's not that type of man to squash it.
Yeah. So we'll run that, and
we get back
just so you can hear it.
They said big white elephant. That property you lived at. Come on, bro. You can see this. You don't need me to say that. You know this. Look at it. What kind of rich cut his own grass?
What?
Cut your own grass. You're trying to save money, man? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh? They ain't seat broken in them. Let me ask you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So obviously, taking shots at it, and it's funny too, because Gillie and Ricky don't get along, right? So there's that. He also referenced, and this was going around online for a little bit too, is $1 million worth a lot, or is it a lot of money?
Of course.
And if you ask me, of course, if you don't have $1 million, it's a lot of money.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, that's the answer for me. And even if you have it, even if you have 10, you tell me another one isn't a lot. You have 100, another one isn't a lot. So I've been seeing a lot of different takes online, but what stood out to me in this interview is that when he first signed his deal with Shady Aftermath, he got $1 million out the deal, and Dame Dash made a comment about it, and he's held on to it, which is that's very.
Nah, he's petty like that.
That's very human, though, right?
No,
like certain
very
things to hold on to motivate you. So we'll play that.
How much money did he give you for that first deal? I got $1 million. Cash, after taxes. The only person that pointed out that $1 million was no money was Damon Dash, and he has no money now.
That's crazy.
I only felt that, because he said, there ain't no money. Like, after you get you a watch, a chain, and you look out for the homies, and do this, that, it's nothing. Right? And I was like,
from 134.
From 134th Street. $1 million is a lot of money. Right. I think I hit the lotto. Right. Why you gonna say it's no money? Like that, and I just never forgot that because of how it felt.
Was that the only offer you got? Was any other labels offer you?
I met with everybody. I met with Clue, Desert Storm, all of them. It's because I wanted them to say they was doing the deal.
How much money did he get?
Yeah, so, be careful of who you talk down to at the end of the day, because...
I mean, maybe he was trying to say, like, I would have gave you more. $1 million is not enough for you, but at the same time, there's people that use everything as motivation.
100%. I'm one of those
50's
people.
one
I
of
won't
those
even
guys,
front.
so
Yeah, I won't
he's
even
like,
front.
$1 million's not a lot of money. I'm going to flip this million so many times, you're not even going to know what to do with me.
You're a good guy. I'll give you that. You are a stand-up individual.
But let's talk about this.
I don't put that on Dame at all. Coming
Hold
off
on,
like
let me
that.
flip the screen. Let me flip the screen.
Let's go.
All right, technical difficulties. 1 sec. So, my thing about the interview was he dropped mad gems, right?
Yeah.
Master P helped him.
Yeah.
Master P saw what he was going to become.
Yeah.
Put him on a mad, crazy contract for touring.
Yeah.
And then he
Smart.
couldn't fulfill all the dates before the album launch and everything.
Yeah.
So he still owed him because he signed the contract.
Yeah.
So you got to do these 4 or 5 dates after.
Yeah.
So now if I'm Master P, like, I'm putting you on tour. Like, maybe your price was $5,000 then. Although it's $50,000 now, you gotta honor this $5,000.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
He spoke about how Master P is just
forward thinking
and ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
He spoke about
he sees through the forest.
My favorite one was Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Jay-Z being an opponent, but not really actually being his opponent.
I like
not actually being his adversary.
I like that. You know why? Because I think, especially if we come from athletic backgrounds, as a competitor, I think innately, and I think this also leads into what you were saying, earlier in regards to like tapping into something, to kind of motivate you. And I think the people that are most successful, you can't be a hater. I think that energy isn't enough that you can tap in and refuel every time. But I think you can be, if you're motivated by things that other people have that you want, by how hard other individuals are working, I think that's a field that you can tap into. And I really felt that. I'm glad you brought that up when you mentioned Jay, because what was huge about it, and I didn't even realize it, is that there were other rappers selling more than Jay. But
Facts.
Jay, for whatever reason,
Juvenile,
came off as the biggest artist of that era, the most successful artist, because he told you he was.
And he walked with it.
He told you he was,
He
right?
told you who he was, and he walked with that.
And eventually ended up that way. Right? In regards to right now, if people were to ask who's the most successful hip-hop artist of all time, like when it comes to like financially, it's probably the first name probably doesn't come up to a lot of people is going to be Jay-Z.
That's a fact.
Like 50 probably won't even come up. You know what I mean? To a certain degree. And 50's there. A lot of rappers are close, if not there, or if not past him.
Did you know that he had 34 shows?
Bro, the jewels, dog. I was trying to pick up all these jewels to make the illest chain and bracelet,
He did this TikTok Stars documentary on another network.
Didn't even, like...
It's crazy.
And this is what hard work is, right? So again, motivating. And this is why anytime he speaks, I gotta tune my ears, to hear what success sounds like and what hard work sounds like. And he never sugarcoats it. Like he's like, I'm working hard.
Why am I talking to these people? I need to be putting my head down,
talk to them,
and
bro.
getting some work done.
He said even slick shit is like he was gonna sign a deal and.
Oh, when he was
why am I gonna sign a deal to somebody that has to ask if they can talk to me? I was like, what? That's 1 + 1 = 2 if I've ever heard it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, why would you? You want to talk to the boss of bosses if that's the case.
Even when he was talking about signing Designer, knowing that Designer had the biggest joint in the game, but he doesn't have the follow-up, and he's not going to be able to make the follow-up because this record is so big and he stumbled upon it. The flashing lights, the girls, everything, the moving cars, that's going to get him distracted to where he's not going to be able to follow it up. He's not a seasoned artist. He wasn't built for this.
Yeah.
He just bought a beat on the internet and bust.
And cooked. And hit
So
a
it's
spot,
like,
hit a pocket. And
him thinking like that makes sense. And you understand why he's in a position where he is. He looked at moguls like Oprah.
And
Russell
and what's it, Tyler Perry?
Well, he's working. He knows because he knows the success that Tyler Perry has.
Yeah.
And it's beyond.
Yeah, so we're gonna hear I feel his legacy. He said he just started. So with all of those shows, he's definitely out of hip hop. Who's a bigger medium?
He's about to do his own network. He said.
Who's a bigger 50 Action? Who's a better bigger media mogul in hip hop? I know we've had art
it would have been Sean Puffy Combs
because of Revolt.
Yeah, because he's ahead, right? Well, that's what it looks like.
What else,
because
he had been
doing deals. He had been doing $1 million deals with TV for a long time.
Okay, so MTV, making the bands and all that stuff.
Making the band.
Got it.
He did pop groups.
He had a ton of making the bands with the pop groups and all of that.
He's done a lot.
Shit like that.
He had his own network.
Yeah.
Legit is on every box.
I'm just trying to figure out, in the media space, it's just Puff and Fifth. Who else?
Yeah, everybody makes hood movies. They don't aspire to make.
Or they're not accepted into the into Hollywood yet.
It's hard.
You know?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard for them.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else stand out in regards to Fifth?
Nah, man. If you get a chance to watch and listen to it, make sure you do.
Yeah.
Dope 60-minute clip.
And you know what? This is the longest I think I've heard Fifth talk in a long time, bro. Just off interview.
No, because he understands that they're of the culture.
Yeah.
I think it's more Wallo that he messes.
Oh yeah.
But Wallo's asking those questions
direct, bro. He was just
Wallow's trying to soak up the game too, and that's why I rate him. No, I rate him because. Yo, he is, though. You want to say that he's a groupie, but I brought you on my show to ask you questions because I want to learn too.
Yeah, and teach his audience. You will become a fan of that show after watching that interview.
But I rate Wallo because he's such a straight shooter.
Yeah,
and you see that the prison time did him really well, and he's come with it.
Yeah. No,
big of Gillie.
I like what Wallo is right now in the space. Okay, on a somber note,
yes.
So rest in peace to Fat Man Scoop. He collapsed on stage during a concert and was pronounced dead later in hospital. So we definitely want to pay our condolences over there.
For sure.
I wasn't a
Man,
I wasn't a party hip hop guy. I only really listened to those rerecords in the club.
But it had to come out in the club.
He had two
influential.
And it's so crazy because when he came on, his cue was you knew that the vibe was switching when you heard that you heard it, right? So he had his impact on hip hop. Missy Elliott, Jim Jones, and many of the hip hop community has reached out and said their condolences in regards to it. His real name is Isaac Freeman III. Been in hip hop for years. So we just want to say, on behalf of Blueprint, rest in power and condolences to the family and friends, of Fat Man Scoop. And because of what he's done and his impact, we're still going to hear his music, all the time in the club.
For sure.
So
it's a staple.
Yeah,
you can't have a 90s set without it.
Yeah, and DJs, listen, they all mix it in, so it's not. This is
because that gets the club started. Yeah, his voice,
it's official,
and his energy. It's like having an extra DJ,
on
the mic.
I would love I can imagine him rocking parties in New York back in the day.
Brother,
that must have been.
We grew up in the wrong place in the wrong era.
Everything for a reason, my guy.
Thanks.
I guess on another note, Little Troy is in hospital right now after suffering a heart attack. So rest in peace go out to him and his family.
What a legendary track he had back in the day. Wanna be a baller.
Shot caller,
yo.
Yeah. So prayers up, and hopefully, he's on the road to a speedy recovery there.
Yes.
Okay. I guess back into the hip hop space, it looks like The Game is going to be dropping the documentary 3.
I'm not mad at that at all.
If there's any body of work that I'm really interested in when it comes to The Game, it is the documentary series, because I know that he takes it super serious. Not that he doesn't take the rest of his music, but that is his staple.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to hear this point, but
yeah,
The Game is one of the best album makers we have in hip hop. Go through his bodies of work.
Okay. All right.
LAX.
Yeah.
1992.
Okay.
Great albums.
No. Listen.
Great albums. Always has dope features.
Yeah.
Always has dope productions.
Yeah.
Has standout singles. Was one of the defenders of the West when the West was kind of quiet.
Okay.
We got to give it. And I don't care what people say. He has a dope voice.
Yeah. So I'm with you on all of that.
It's just the extra stuff that we're like,
yeah. The Game is, or had the potential for me to be the best. One of the top out ever. And because he had all those attributes that you just mentioned, I think he I don't want to say he wanted it too bad or he got in his own way to a certain degree, because there was a clear time where The Game was blackballed, and I think it was for justifiable reasons, if there is a justifiable reason, but he was just too disrespectful, and I feel like he, to the wrong people. I think he was using it for content, and this day and age it might have popped if this were 2010 with the social media era that we got, and him trolling and calling out the biggest artists in the industry at the time. He just really burned a lot of bridges, and I felt like he came off to me really corny in a lot of instances, right? Like, so, but that doesn't take away from me, because I can separate the person from the music a lot of the times. It's just, it was in the music, right? Like, let's take, for instance, did you listen to the last project with I think it's like a 9-minute Eminem diss? It's like, why, dog?
Because he likes to call out those people.
But why?
Because you gotta get the fans perked up.
And what you have to realize,
he is a disciple of 50 Cent. No matter what you say,
100%.
So every album, he's gonna take a shot at somebody.
But why? You know what I want from The Game? I want Game to. I don't want to say act his age, but The Game's not a youth.
But I don't mind those 9-minute freestyles.
No, I don't mind, but it's the direction of it. Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't mind if The Game did his best Nas or Kendrick impression of trying to make the most impactful music you can, right? Like on some real, like, Pulitzer, because I think he can do it. I think he has the bag. I think he has the work ethic. I think he has the drive that he can. And you're right, the bodies of music are good. I just don't want. I want a mature body of music. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I feel like he the shots okay. I mean, I'm gonna listen to something else right now. I think it takes away from the last 3 songs. Like, we ran the Game track earlier today. Like, he goes hard, bro. Like, I'm a fan of his music.
The Game is a seasoned great rapper.
I will say this though. As of late, I'd say maybe the last 5 years, other than that Eminem track, I really enjoy the Game's music. You've garnered more respect. Yeah, I really enjoy the Game's music.
I've been carrying the flag for a long time.
Yeah, that project with Big Hit, like he's been like stuff like that.
He's cool now.
Yeah, I'm a
Game
fan now.
He's mellowed out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a Game.
He's not as disrespectful.
And again, I think also a lot of my feeling for the Game is like, it's one of those things. Like, if I'm a 50 fan, I'm a G Unit fan. They break up, you got to pick a side.
I can't.
And I think it was part of that in it too.
That's the thing about hip hop that hurts me.
Yeah.
I don't like to pick a side.
But hip hop makes you pick a side.
But
I know, me either. I'm with you on
I'm still Jimmy and I'm still Cam.
I'm still Biggie and Pac.
Exactly. Why am I choosing a side? I'm not actually in the beef. I have nothing to do with this.
Because hip hop needs it to be polarizing. That's how they make the money, right? It's off the drama. I
get it. But I just can't hate for hate's sake.
No, I'm with you.
So you know what I'm saying? We're spreading love. Documentary 1 is a classic. Documentary 2 is definitely a hard joint. Got some bangers on it.
Yeah.
Waiting for documentary 3. Speaking of coming back, Pastor Mason, aka Murder Mace, dropped a freestyle over the Commons, the corner beat, and that beat is hard. But for me, I wasn't feeling it.
No, why were you not feeling it? So what we're gonna do for
it didn't move me
for the YouTube audience. We're going to play. Actually, you know what? We'll run it for all audiences. We're gonna play the freestyle so you can hear it and you guys can let us know what you think. But I'm asking you this question: is it in comparison to Cam and what you've heard from Cam the last 3 or 4 weeks, the last 3 or 4 freestyles?
Big up Cam, but
so it's just not. It's not that. It's just you just didn't feel it at all.
I'm over it now.
I'm
not trying to hear Mace rap.
Really?
Nah.
Why is it that? Are you over Mace as the rapper in regards to the history of Mace's career?
I don't want to hear you talk slick. I don't. No, I'm good now.
I'm pretty sure you're not the only person.
We did that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not the only person.
We stopped and started. Like, how much time you gonna come out of retirement?
So let me ask you this then. So, as humans, we're flawed, right? And we go through different times in our lives. So because he went to church and
it don't have nothing to do with church.
No, I'm asking you. Hold on, let me land. So I'm asking you. If it doesn't have to do with his back and forth, what is it specifically?
The person he portrays. You're not that no more. You're very removed from the streets.
See, and I think, and the reason I'm drilling down and I'm asking that question because I definitely can agree and appreciate your sentiment, but I referenced treating hip hop music or music in general like movies and TV. Where these guys now, to me, they're characters.
No, I get it.
You understand what I'm saying?
But 50 talked about that in the interview.
He did.
Authenticity is everything.
That's what sells.
And if we think you're not being authentic, even though we know it's a role you're playing, there still has to be some
you just got to be convincing.
There has to be some genuineness in it. And that's why people are looking at Rick Ross like how they look at him now. That's why people looked at Ja Rule like how they looked at him when 50 pointed out the flaws.
Okay. All right.
You could be a diamond, but when they see the flaw in the diamond, are they going to want to purchase it?
You know, the problem with what you're saying in regard, or even the problem with what 50 is saying, is 50 is so unique in that space where I feel like 50 Cent might be the only one of, maybe Snoop Dogg we were talking about last week, might be one of the only rappers, a small percentage, 5% of rappers who ever have lived to live the life they're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
there's a ton of rappers that have lived it, maybe not to the extreme that they painted on record.
Not hindsight, Wendell or Matic. Nah.
You don't think they ever lived it? You think it's all something they saw out of the window?
Like Nas. Yeah, I think they were.
But he had to live it a little bit to be able to paint it.
I think you can be around it, and soak it in and watch it. But it's
okay. Art. So that's the problem with me now. Okay,
98
Mace was the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, but he also had the biggest monster behind him too, right?
Yeah, so you're tied into the. Okay, say you're tied in
and the 112s. Like
no, but listen what I'm saying. Yeah. Like since '98, you've been living like a different type of life. You're over there. You're that side.
Okay.
So yeah, you might come back to visit.
Okay.
But you're never going back in the gutter.
Never.
So if you're trying to reference like, I got burners, I push cakes.
So you think Cam does?
I think he would be more to do it.
So I think it's also.
But at the same time, I'm not asking for a new Cameron album.
I also don't believe like I feel like if I got to shoot Mason bail. It's weird bail, but he's not gonna do it. He wouldn't do it now. Everything he's rapping about, he won't do now. All these guys are too rich, too famous to do any of it. I feel Mace has the same connections that Cam has, if need be. He has money. So if you need to be off, if you need to whatever, you disrespect, you don't like, he doesn't like anything you did, like he could get you touched if he needs to.
He would never.
I don't think Cam would either though.
I think he's more likely to do it than Mace.
I don't think Drake would. I don't think Kendrick would. No,
it depends on who they have around them to push the button.
Not worth the reward. right? Especially when you see what's happening to Diddy. I don't think, especially if you're a hip hop artist, if you're an artist in, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm saying, like, not to say that what Diddy did wasn't wrong, because it was. I'm just saying, when you're at the top or you feel like you're comfortable, you never really are. So if you touch somebody,
people do it. People do it. People do it, and I just don't think. You see Young Thug right now. You seen 1,000. You seen. Listen.
The Young Thug cases.
Let's talk about this in detail. After the break.
All right. We'll come back. All right. So it's a good conversation, though. It's definitely a good conversation. All right. So let's jump right back into music. What do we want to play right now? Okay. I think we're gonna run 2 tracks. We're gonna run this Fabio Foreign. We ran it last week. Blackout.
Ooh.
And we're gonna run that Shout Out Roses. We're gonna run this T Grizzly 42 Doug Detroit.
Let's go.
Blueprint Radio.
Pistons.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk some sports. Let's start with the NFL. This is opening week for the NFL, the National Football League. I'm excited. You know, obviously, I'm a 49ers fan, San Francisco 49ers, for those that don't know.
It's unfortunate.
Actually, we're tied for the most Super Bowls in the NFL history. So, you know, I'm used to winning. Sorry. Who's your team?
It was the Buffalo Bills and the New Orleans Saints.
So we lost 4 Super Bowls in a row, and
we've been there.
One. Got it.
We've been there.
Got it. All right. So back to what I was saying in regards to the NFL. The NFL is probably in North America the number one sport when it comes to just fanfare and generating money, you know, which is kind of crazy because it has the shortest season. They play once a week. But there's so much excitement. I think they've done an amazing job of engaging the fans. They were the first sport, I guess, really that betting was at its peak.
It's America's game, baby.
Yeah. So, you know, with all the positions and how they've marketed the quarterback, fantasy, like everything is just, it's entertainment at its peak when it comes to sports.
For sure.
You know, so this week on Thursday, the first game of the season is the Baltimore Ravens at the Kansas City Chiefs, the I guess back-to-back Super Bowl champions. In KC. KC is 3-point favorites right now. Who do you got?
Oh, I got Kansas City. I'm not even gonna play with that.
Okay. All right. Dope. I'm really high on the Ravens this year.
Yeah.
I think, and this is going to be part of my hot take at the end. Actually, I'll just say it now. I believe the Ravens are probably going to beat Kansas City in the. Actually, no. I'm going to save that. I'm going to rephrase that. My hot take, and I'll say it right now. I'll get it all out off rip.
Get it, bro.
Kansas City will not make the conference finals this year, even though I just drafted Kelsey as my first tight end in my fantasy. I think it's going to be Baltimore and Miami in the AFC Championship game.
You heard it here first, people. He said Baltimore versus Miami. AFC Championship game.
That's my pick on the AFC. I'll give you the NFC, you know, after. But I think Baltimore wins this game. I think first games of the season are tough for everybody. It's regardless if you're home or on the road. Obviously, you have the energy of the fans, but it's just not the same. Now, keep in mind, I believe it's ring night there. So the energy is going to be up. And typically, ring nights aren't good for the home team. They're celebrating. They're not in that locked-in mode.
They feel good about themselves.
Yeah, and they're still celebrating, you know, past victories. So I have Baltimore covering the 3-point spread. Baltimore has also got one of the best running backs in NFL history. In getting Henry over from the Tennessee Titans. So with the number one rushing offense of last year, the MVP, the 2-time MVP, Lamar Jackson. I think it's just and they're motivated. I think it's and a Baltimore defense that's always good year in, year out.
They've been good for many years.
It's tough to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. I don't know if I don't think it's ever been done. I'm gonna bet on the side of history in that sense. Any other game stand out for you week 1?
I like this Eagles Green Bay game.
Okay.
On Friday. I'm gonna go with
that's
the
in
Eagles.
Brazil, right? I think that one's in Brazil, if I remember. Yeah,
That's
the first game in Sao Paulo.
That's nuts by itself. I'm picking the Eagles in that game though.
Okay. I think they're gonna have a good year this year too.
Yeah, I was thinking they're gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna go. I'm going with the Bills though over the Cardinals, and then I'm going with Bengals over Patriots.
Okay. All right.
I don't think that's really crazy. What other game would I want to watch? I'm gonna go with the Lions over the Rams.
All right, so we got Matt Stafford coming back.
Yeah, we're going Lions over
Last
Rams.
time he came, they lost though, right? You guys won. Detroit won. Sorry, not you guys. Sorry. Detroit won.
He feels like I'm a Detroit fan because I'm a Pistons fan.
Yeah,
I do like the city of Detroit. Big up.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it to the Lions.
Okay. All right. For me, I think I'm the obviously the other game that I'm looking for is the Monday nighter, San Francisco, my Niners versus the Jets. The Jets are on the road. A lot of storylines there. Obviously. The Niners are coming off the Super Bowl loss, and but we have pretty much the same team. We had a lot of turmoil over the offseason. We had to sign everybody. Brendan Ayuk, just to name a few, and he had the biggest holdout. But we've signed everybody, and the team looks whole. I was afraid of not getting Trent Williams back, the best right guard in the league. Our left guard in the league, and but we got him back, and so we're set up for another run. Obviously Aaron Rodgers is now back. He was injured on the first drive of the first game of last year, sat out the whole season.
How wild is that?
And they had Super Bowl aspirations in New York, but that's such a freak incident in that sense. Aaron Rodgers is from the Bay Area. So he grew up a 49ers fan. Like why would you not be a 49ers fan? Like if you like winning, but so I'm excited about that game. I do have the Jets covering the spread. It is 4.5 right now. I've seen the line moving up and down throughout the week, but the line is it moved down to 3 at a certain point, and then it's now back up to 4.5. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is him, and he's just in every game if you give him a chance. But I also feel, and I'll say this, my other prediction is that the 49ers will play the Philadelphia Eagles. So the teams that...
Is that not what I was about to say? Go ahead,
all right. Yeah, like minds, great minds, right?
Go ahead.
We'll play the Philadelphia Eagles in the conference finals. The 2 teams that have lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the last 2 Super Bowls face each other in the conference finals, and obviously the Niners win to go on and play Baltimore in the Super Bowl, which is a rematch of the 2014 Super Bowl that had Beyonce shut it down when we were up at half and then lost to Baltimore. So but me saying that is very NFL. So what do you think? Any hot takes for you? Any
I think the Bills are gonna get through this year. I think we're gonna see the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's the take. That's a hot take.
I said it.
I think we're gonna clip that one up and save it.
Yeah, click it up. Click it up. Right. Click, whatever you want to do to the. Going with the Bills, you'll see me in the jersey next week when they win.
So the Bills are winning it all? Super Bowl, everything?
No, I think they're going to be in the Super Bowl, though.
Okay, all right.
I think they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
Who do you got from the NFC other than the San Francisco 49ers?
I feel like I said the Eagles.
Okay, Eagles?
I think it's the Eagles this year.
Yeah, they got Saquon. Saquon is a huge. I think he's going to make a huge difference. I think they may be with Baltimore probably the best 1-2 rushing offenses in the league. They signed a couple big wide receivers. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Philly. It's going to be an exciting year. We'll have picks for you all season. We'll have power rankings.
For sure.
We'll be fully engaged and let us know. Hit us up and stay in contact with us when it comes to your opinions. We want to hear from you guys. In I guess some somber San Francisco 49er news. Our rookie wide receiver, Ricky Parasol, was shot in an altercation. He suffered a gunshot wound to the chest during an attempted robbery last Saturday, but was released from hospital on Sunday afternoon. That's great to hear.
That's great news.
Getting shot in the chest and being able to leave the hospital the next day. I didn't see much more in regards to how the altercation started, what the altercation was about.
I thought it was a robbery attempt.
It was but that was it. It wasn't, because I thought I also read that there was a couple people injured. Another male suffered some injuries, so I don't know if it was the assailant or the other person that was with Ricky. But all in all, I'm just glad that no one's losing their life over some loser shit.
But it's like you're in the. Listen, I'm going to say something. It might not be the most appealing to people. And they're young, but you're in the NFL. You have a ton of life ahead of you.
Yeah.
You have a ton of people you support. Try to stay out of those areas. I know you want to go to the club. You want to be outside. You got jewelry. You just got drafted. You might have a nice car, but
that's like,
it's hard for me to tell a young boy to relax.
That's impossible, bro.
But listen,
but you're saying
everything
the right
you
thing.
want
You're saying the right thing.
will come to you.
Yeah, you're saying the right thing.
Nah, for real. Everything you want is going to come to you. You got this.
I just think, some people have to learn it the hard way, unfortunately, especially if you don't have certain guidance in place to or guardrails to kind of help you stay on the straight and narrow. A lot of this is at random. When I first heard it, only because we know athletes and so on and so forth, that the jewelry is it's enticing. That's a lick for somebody starving,
over
right?
A girl even.
Yeah, right. So that's the first thing that came up to me, that he was blinging and somebody was hating and was looking for a quick flip. But I'm glad that that's over. Anything else on the NFL before we move on?
No, guys, have a great Sunday.
Good luck with all your picks. Yeah.
Put your feet up, watch a few games.
At least week 1. Order some food, kick it with some friends and family, and
make it an event.
That's what we did. It got too much. It got the significant others. It's like golf. It's football could take a whole day.
That's a fact,
right? So good luck to everybody in their picks throughout the whole year. Before we get to baseball, I do want to say just 2 quick things. Kylian Mbappe scored his first goal. We'll leave that at that.
Bullet
for Real Madrid, and Arsenal tied in the EPL. So
Villa won 2-1 versus Leicester City. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So MLB. We're in the we're in the home stretch, the last month of the season.
Yes, we are.
Which is still like 25 games for every team, which is
ridiculous.
Like every night they play in baseball. Listen, it's an exercise in attrition, but this is where the cream of the crop rises. In MLB, and we were talking about how the MLB playoffs are so exciting to watch, night in, night out.
They are.
I honestly feel like I wish the MLB playoffs were longer, like almost like hockey or basketball. To be honest with you, I think it's that good. I think they could monetize off it. Obviously, the Major League Baseball is, it's still governed by a lot of the old guards that don't want to change the sport too much. So if any sport, baseball is like that. Why baseball isn't going to electronic strike zone baffles me. Absolutely baffles me. I think
they should, though.
I get human error in the game, but when you can get it right, why not get it right? Right. So I do have some qualms with Major League Baseball at the end of the day, but right now, as standings show, as I pull it up right now, we got the leader in the AL East being the New York Yankees. They're half a game up on the Baltimore Orioles. I guess the best team in baseball right now, or the best division in baseball right now, is the AL Central. They got 3 teams that are in playoff position right now. So the Guardians, Cleveland, they're leading the division. But close behind them are the Minnesota Twins, 3.5 back, and the Kansas City Royals, which is kind of a surprise because they were absolute trash last year, and they're 4.5 back. Houston Astros are leading the AL West, and the defending World Series champions, the Texas Rangers, are 10 back, so it doesn't look like they're going back to the playoffs at all. But if we talk wild card, it looks like the playoffs as we speak right now would be Yankees, Guardians, Astros, Orioles, Twins, and KC. So out of all of those teams that I mentioned, who do you think finishes off the season? Who wins the pennant? Right. So who's the best team out of all of those teams? I think for me, if I have to pick right now, I would probably go with the Yankees.
And I was going to say, how are you going to bet against the Yanks?
Yeah, I think I'd have to go against the Yanks.
It's so hard because when it's playoff baseball,
yeah,
they just turn it to another level.
Yeah.
Regardless of who's on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, the Yankees, I think, are a safe pick. They also probably have the most dangerous lineup in baseball. You know, when healthy, you know, if you can have Judge and, you know, and Soto, you know, it's nuts. We'll get to the other great teams in the NL. But I think I'm going to go with that. In the National League, we got the Philadelphia Phillies that are in first place in the AL East. Up 7 games on the Atlanta Braves, which is kind of odd to me. But Philly's just been that team all year. We also have the Milwaukee Brewers up 10 games on the Chicago Cubs in the NL Central.
That's wild. I've never seen the Brewers be good.
They've always been kind of good, but never great.
I said what I said.
Yeah, I got it. Enough said. And then we have the great Dodgers, who are like the Yankees pretty much every year, leading the NL West, which is no surprise, up 5 games on the San Diego Padres. So the wild card situation for the National League, obviously the Dodgers are in first place, Philly in second, Brewers are in third for leading their divisions, but we also have the San Diego Padres, Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Atlanta Braves finishing off the wild card. So I ask you the same pennant. Who wins the pennant right now? We have the Dodgers up, I believe, by 2 games.
I'm gonna go with the Dodgers.
Yeah. Okay.
You know why?
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to argue with you.
They have the MVP, best. Right?
Okay, so we have 2 conversations.
They got the MVP, right?
Enough said. We're agreeing on that. So let's extend this.
Shohei is incredible.
Let's extend this conversation then. So we both have the Yankees versus the Dodgers in the World Series.
We do.
Right? Okay.
Which is polarizing because that's LA versus New York.
Okay, granted. So I have Aaron Judge as the American League MVP right now.
Okay.
And I have Shohei Ohtani as the National League MVP right now.
I'm good with that.
Okay, got it.
I like Gunnar Henderson. I like Jaron
that's a good
Duran.
pick.
I like Bobby Witt Jr.
Jaron Duran was the All-Star Game MVP.
Yeah.
For the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. I love Francisco Lindor.
Yeah, he's amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's keep it up.
I just, for me, no one else matters if you're going to get 50 and 50. We talked about it last week.
Yep.
Nothing else matters. If Judge is going to break his record potentially, and Shohei's going to have 50-50 year, that is it. Now, if we're able to get a New York LA World Series, bro, that might be the most epic World Series that we've seen in our lifetime.
The only thing better would be a Subway Series.
But we've seen that in our lifetime, though, and that didn't go very well for the Mets, if I remember correctly.
I was too young to appreciate
got it. Yeah. If I remember that,
I was too young to appreciate it.
That didn't go too well for the Mets. But I would love to. And the thing about the Subway Series, which was the problem, is that it was marginalized. So if you're outside of New York, you don't care.
No,
but now you
cares.
have West Coast versus East Coast.
Exactly.
You got National
and
League
everything
versus American
in between.
League, and now you have to pick a side.
Exactly.
You dig? So,
exactly.
And so I have them as MVP. I also have Aaron Judge winning the home run title. So we'll see how that pans out. As we get towards the end of the year.
Who you got for your Cy Young winners?
Pitching.
I'm hearing Chris Sale.
Chris Sale's always a good pick. I don't know.
Tariq.
I think I'm gonna go with Skubal from the Detroit Tigers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Skubal. He's just been dominant through the whole year.
I think his record is 16-4 right now. ERA 2.51.
And 16-4 in this day and age is amazing.
With 27 games pitched. So,
yeah, it's amazing
because he's doing really well.
You don't even get those attempts anymore. You don't get the attempt to complete games. You don't even get a chance to finish off your no-hitter.
He has 201 strikeouts.
Yeah, I think he's who I would go with now.
He's him, huh?
Yeah, I would go with that for my Cy Young. But for Rookie of the Year, I probably go with that. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'll pull up his name. The pitcher from the Pirates.
Louis. Hold on. Let me get that over.
Yeah, we'll get that for you guys in a second. But so that's who I have for my picks for the year-end awards.
It's gonna be an awesome playoffs.
Yeah,
we will continue to keep you guys locked in on what's going on. I'm gonna just throw out some names out there.
Yeah,
Jackson Merrill.
Okay.
Wyatt Langford.
Okay.
Paul Scanes.
There we go. That's who it is.
Colton Cowser.
Yeah, Paul Scanes. That's who it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got some dope young talent out there.
Yeah, I think. But he started the All-Star game. So, when you're that good, it's undeniable. He was
born in 2002, bro.
It's undeniable. Stop it.
Facts.
Stop it.
May 29, 2002, bro. Does that not put you in your place? He's in the major leagues right now.
Listen.
All right, then.
The world goes on. That's a
fact.
That's 2002, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
LeBron was just getting ready to come in the league when he was born.
Wow. What's LeBron going to season 22 right now? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's just about there because he came in 2003.
Wow.
But yo,
time, bro.
Talked about this guy last week's show.
Yeah.
Big him up. Big up ASAP Ferg.
Hey.
Crazy record with Jaylen Brown. MVP. Finals MVP.
Yeah. NBA champion.
NBA champion.
Yeah. So he dropped this track.
Is it a diss to Nike? It's called
Just Do It. So to me, that's the first thing I thought of with his shots at Nike, and we were talking about it in regards to being off the Olympic team. So I think that leads more to your conspiracy theory than mine.
It's not a conspiracy.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's a fact.
All right, it's facts.
Nike had control because he's better than a lot of guys that were on that team. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Okay. Bet. You know, so funny too. Did you watch the video?
I saw a bit of it.
Yeah,
the song is unbearable though.
Yeah, it's not.
He doesn't have that swag.
It's weird with athletes because I feel that when they're in their element, they have all the swag in the world. But
not for rap,
none of them do, bro.
He ain't got it.
Like
he ain't got it.
It's the flow cadence isn't there, and I think maybe that does go with 10,000 hours of training and mastering your craft. And if it's a part-time or a hobby thing, then you're never ever gonna get it. But they all sound equally trash.
Dame is the best rapper. Like, he's the most natural baller rapper that I've heard.
100%.
Even Iverson kind of sound off.
Yeah. No, they
don't have that smoothness in the flow.
But even Dame against a rapper, you can hear the difference. Like that track with Wayne is exactly. And it's not fair to put him up against Wayne.
Wayne
obviously
has way more than 10,000
obviously it's not.
hours,
but you can just hear the difference, right? But shout out to him. He signed $300 million, so I guess you get to do whatever you want.
That's a fact.
When you sign that.
Nobody's telling me nothing if I sign that.
Yeah. And it's so funny that you were. We talked about Ferg last week, and you said that how short he was, and I'm thinking him in a video. know, at 5'5" versus Jaylen Brown at 6'7".
Looks a little awkward.
Yeah, but in the video, you see the certain angles.
Nah,
like
they know how to do it.
Yeah, they did it.
That's why these rappers look larger than life.
Yeah,
They know how to
exactly.
play the angles.
They know how to play the angles.
But get into that joint, and then we'll come back with Drop Zone and This Week in Hip Hop and more.
Let's do it. Just do it. Jaylen Brown, ASAP Ferg, Blueprint.
You heard?
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
All right, so let's get into This Week in Hip Hop. On August 27th, 1987, we saw a founder of Boogie Down Productions, Scott LaRock, meet his demise. R.I.P. to the legend. In 1991,
for real.
Biz Markie released his third album, I Need a Haircut. Crazy cover if you've seen it.
Yeah.
On that same day in 1996, we got a classic album from Outkast, AT Aliens.
Yeah, we ran some last week. Some Elevators.
Yeah, dope record. On August 29th, Junior Mafia released their debut album, Conspiracy, featuring a load of hits. Fire.
Get Money.
Oh, The Roots released their seventh album, Game Theory, on August 29th, 2006. On August 30th, UGK released their second album, Super Tight, in 1994.
Yeah, rip.
R.I.P. to both legends, Chris Lighty, who died that day, and from UGK, Pimp C. On August 31st, we have a birthday for a hip-hop legend, Fab Five Freddy. On September 1st, 1998, Fat Joe released his third album, Don Cartagena.
Big
Don
album.
Cartagena. Fire.
Big album.
On September 2nd, Master P released his sixth album, Ghetto D.
Changed hip hop.
1997 with a dope joint that we're going to play later. And then on September 3rd, Naughty by Nature released their self-titled second album, Naughty by Nature.
Dope.
Yo, tell us the joints we're about to get into, Big Dog.
Yeah, so the first joint we're going to get into is that Master P, Make 'Em Say, the great thing about that track for me, I remember, because like out here, we didn't have that access to the U.S. and their media, right? So I think we just maybe got BET maybe a year or two before that.
That's a fact.
Or maybe the year before that. But this is one of those videos that really stood out to me, like especially in '97, where it was just it was really West Coast, East Coast, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, UGK and
Outkast
and Outkast were out, and the Ghetto Boys and so on and so forth. But that was kind of marginalized. Luke and them in Miami. I think this really started the rise of the West. In regards to the South. Sorry, my bad. The South, and really got that wave started. Obviously with the Atlanta move, they just kind of just clicked together, and I think that's what really spurred the rise of the Ludacris's and so on and so forth in the early 2000s.
Master P showed everybody that you could do it. Even if it was out of your trunk, you could get that big deal and just take it to the next level. So
he got the hook up.
This was a huge record, huge video.
Huge.
Mia X, Mystical, Silk the Shocker.
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
So you're gonna play some of that.
It's a vibe.
Then we're gonna run some Fat Joe, John Blaze. I saw this going around. They were online throughout the week. Is that we got to bring back the posse cuts.
We do. We do. That's my favorite thing in the game.
Yeah. So I think it was because, to me, that was unity in hip hop. People from different crews, different cliques, different parts of the city, even just connecting and jumping on a track. Which is absolutely dead now, right? I think it's individualized.
They got
for the most
posse
part.
cuts, but it's not the same where you would see all your favorites come together and
Well, it's
make
the big
one
artists.
big record.
Yeah, it's the big artists, right? The biggest artists, like I Shot Ya and 4321 and all that. Which we have to, those two tracks we have to thank LL. We'll get into, as I mentioned, Get Money, Junior Mafia.
Bullet.
If you know, you know. And then Uptown Anthem. Naughty by Nature. So
fire.
We playing that new hot fire. We're playing all those classic bangers. Only one place to get all of it, and that's Blueprint Radio. Let's get it.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
All right, my man, it's been a great show. We're happy to be here with you, but we gotta say goodbye. Matic, tell them our math. Let them know where we're at, how they can get at us. What is it?
This is what success smells like. Get at us. See the merch.
Yes.
We got you guys. Blueprint, everything coming. So we taking some of that fifth advice. You dig. Get at us. Send all of your videos, your music, your connections. You want to build link with us. Hit us up at blueprintradioshow@gmail.com. Get at us on the IG. The link Blueprint page is the best page on IG if you haven't seen it yet. I'm Matic_BPRS.
I'm Reed Roses _BPRS. But before we close out, tell me front or back? Front or back, my G?
Front.
It was recently your birthday, so I got you something special. You see it?
Hey,
you guys don't know what it is. I just got him the Nas I Am vinyl, the autobiography.
God. My guy.
Happy belated, bro. I told you something was coming. I've been holding this secret the whole day. He's acting. He's like a child right now. So this is so fire to me. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, be a part of Blueprint. We got this, and we'll see you on the next show. We out.
Love y'all.